motherfuckers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And boy, has Mamdani stepped into a firestorm this time with his comments redefining, trying to expand on the definition of rape. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. A lot to get to. America as it relates to New York's socialist mayor. Looking at my Twitter, at my ex, the lovely DMS says rewrite language and you rewrite social policy and crime. Pretty soon you have women not believing what they experience. And that's one of the kinder comments. Cassandra Van Poe says a strict and extreme interpretation of Quran permits sex with female captives or slaves. She goes on to say, and I'm quoting her, what do you expect this not so in the closet jihadist to say? 800-848-9222. So Mamdani has stepped in it. He has absolutely stepped in it. And I don't know if you folks are into rap music, but there was a song years ago by the highly popular group called Run DMC, and the song was titled Shut Up, You Talk Too Much. It applies to this mayor.
You talk about your girl from head to toe. I said your mouth's moving fast and your brain's moving slow. You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. You're the instigator, the orator of the town. You're the worst when you converse, just a big mouth clown. You talk when you're awake. I heard you talk when you sleep. Has anyone ever told you that talk is cheap?
And that is Run DMC and the mayor, a former rapper. Maybe you ought to listen to Run DMC. So, boy, are we about to get into it. But first, I want you folks to tell me what's going on in the world these days. The girls are worse than the boys. The girls are worse than the boys when it comes to behavior. It wasn't like this when I was growing up. The girls were quiet. I don't want to use the term meek, but generally meek, stayed out of trouble, and left the trouble for us boys. Did you hear about what happened in Jersey City, New Jersey, America? You have a number of young people, 3 teenage girls that have been arrested after a drive-by acid attack in which it's left 6 women hospitalized with skin burns and peeling. Again, Jersey City. This from Channel 11 here in New York.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, now to a breaking update to that acid attack in Jersey City. Police have arrested a juvenile in connection to this attack, but they have not yet been charged. We're also learning new details about the victims of the attack. There was a total of 6 people injured, including 3 teens and a 21-year-old who were transferred to a burn unit to be treated for second-degree burns to her face and also to her scalp. A spokesperson for the city says the group was walking on Wilkinson Avenue when 2 people on a moped drove past their car and threw sulfuric acid on them. They were all brought to the hospital with burns and peeling skin. Police say the incident appears to be targeted and may have stemmed from an argument with a large group of people earlier in the day.
So, America, you tell me what's going on. The girls are worse than the boys these days. Okay, Mamdani. Let me zero in on the socialist mayor of New York for a second, right? Mamdani is a smart guy. You can't take that away from him, right? But he's 34 years old, and it's really showing. Your age is showing, Mamdani. Sometimes it's best to shut up. Mamdani does an interview. He's trying to answer a question from Channel 11, right? I get it, folks. I really do. The mayor of New York, you're tired all the time. All the time. You're on a platform, a soapbox all the time. But sometimes it's best to shut up, especially when you don't know what you're talking about, young boy, 34 years old. Mamdani is trying to answer why, in some regards, crime is up. Crime is up. They get to the issue of rape. And this guy expands on the definition of rape, which is a major no-no, as an explanation for why rapes are up. That's not your role, Mamdani. Stay in your lane. Let the sexual assault groups deal with the definition of rape and the terms. That's not your lane. It sounds like you're making an excuse for rapists. That's what it sounds like. So Mamdani, you know, I knew guys like this the entire time growing up. We called them Nowinskis. They thought they knew everything, right? And they were the kids that got beat up all the time. I hate to put it that way, but they were beat up because they thought they had the answer to everything. That's Mamdani. He's a smart guy. He went to the Bronx High School of Science, a specialized high school. You got to be really smart to attend the school. I went to school not far from Mamdani, one of the schools that I attended. I went to DeWitt Clinton High School. At the time, all males. I went there for football, and whatever Bronx Science was, DeWitt Clinton was the exact opposite in a bad way. Okay? For wannabe thugs, football players, and for kids that were going on to prison. Boys, okay? So Mamdani went to a great school. But sometimes you need to shut up, Mamdani, because you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you're the mayor, but you're not the emperor of New York or the world. Listen to Mamdani trying to explain away on rape.
I believe the NYPD, when they put forward their numbers, what we're seeing are some of the lowest numbers that New York City has seen in recorded history, especially when it comes to murders and shootings. These are the lowest we've ever seen. And what I think is important to know is a lot of the increase in rape also comes from an expanded definition of what counts as rape, as well as survivors coming forward for acts that took place years prior. And we are thankful for them coming forward, the courage and the bravery it takes, but just to provide New Yorkers with that context. And I'm proud that in working with Commissioner Tisch, we were able to fulfill the two hopes that we had earlier in the year to provide two different command centers in the Bronx like we do in Brooklyn and Manhattan and in Queens, and to also provide additional training to officers, all within the originally authorized headcount.
Hey, dum-dum. You have a female police commissioner. If there's any need to expand or explain away the definition of rape, you let the high-profile female police commissioner handle it, not you, Mayor Dum Dum. I want you folks to listen. A woman on social media calls herself, her handle is Latina Brown. Boy, is she, like many others, giving it to Mayor Mamdani.
Mayor Mamdani, tell all the women, all the victims, survivors, what is your version of rape? What do you consider rape? Because clearly you're trying to diminish what victims go through, survivors. You're going to make it impossible for victims to come forward about rape, because your definition of rape is a very response to what's happening in New York City. Crime is up. You can fluff the numbers all you want. You guys are downgrading charges, and things are not being reported accurately.
So, Mamdani, a woman that's sexually assaulted, do you think she cares what your definition of rape is? Whether it's expanded to qualify in Mamdani's world, do you think she cares about that? Or do you think she cares about the fact that she was violated? Come on, Mamdani, you're smarter than this. I know it's tiring being the mayor of New York. I know you're tired 70% of the time. That's keeping it real, folks. But you stuck on plain stupid. How dumb can you be, smart boy, that went to Bronx High School of Science? You punt on a question like that. You don't answer that question. You can't win. You say the city of New York will do better. Rape is a serious crime. We don't take it lightly. The NYPD, I strongly suggest you talk to Commissioner Tisch. We're going to impanel this to deal with the problem. You don't explain away rape, Mayor Mamdani, because it can't be explained away. 800-848-9222. Let's start with your telephone calls. Lauren in New Jersey. Lauren, what's on your mind?
Oh, Dominic, you said he's smart. Well, people can be smart, but they can still say repugnant things, and
Correct.
that was thoroughly repugnant. And if every woman doesn't stand up and express their outrage, their infuriation over that disgusting thing that he said, among other things. Now, I want to ask him a question. Let's say... Now, this is horrible to say, but let's say he was attacked and sodomized. Would he redefine sodomy?
You already know the answer to that, Lauren. Of course not.
And, the fact that that woman that you played, what she expressed, she was so spot on. And any woman who is attacked, who God forbid is raped, okay, what they go through, and she's right, so many women don't come forward, okay, the shame and the horror of that situation. He needs to be held accountable for saying that, and I hope the legal aspect is brought up here. I hope every measure is taken to not only dispute what he said, but that he has to take it back. And how about going to some education classes? He should be required to go and have to see what women have gone through, because this is beyond. And you bring up, and she brought up about how it's looked at in Islam, and what men do to young girls and women. This is beyond, and everything else that he's done, the anti-Semitism, the leaving out the Italians and the Irish and all these other groups. Man, if people don't start getting it and wising up and fighting, what are they waiting for? What are they waiting for, Dominic? I'm sorry. I know I have to calm down. I'm so sorry.
No, you're doing fine, Lauren. What they're waiting for, if I can be frank with you, you have people in the minority communities, predominantly African Americans, that are sitting around saying, man, I'm waiting for my free stuff. That's all that matters to me. Free, free, free. Not realizing that they're delusional and free is never coming, while this man totally takes New York City down the drain. Lauren, thank you for pouring your heart out. You see, folks, I remember when there was nothing but smut on 42nd Street and Giuliani came in and cleaned everything up. Mamdani probably wasn't even born at the time, right? He certainly wasn't an American at the time if he was born. And is that where you want to take us back to, Mamdani? 800-848-9222.